Unavailable.
Hi everybody, it's Sam. Today is
Clock 6:01 p.m. Sunday, 2/24. Camera.
February 24th, and I haven't done a blog in a little while. I've just had a lot going on. So Thursday I went to the dentist and I got my filling done on my back tooth that had the hole in it. So that was good. They did it the right way. They didn't do the laser gross stuff in your mouth thing. They did the actual drilling and put the thing in the right way, so it should be fine. Friday, was it Thursday or Friday? I think it was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I was using my braillenote. For people that don't know, braillenote is a notetaker. A notetaker is a device for the blind that it's like a computer. It can either have a keyboard that's like a computer or a keyboard that's like a braille typing keyboard. And it has a strip of braille underneath where you type, so you can read and write on it, in braille. And I guess do all sorts of things like in the beginning it was just very simple, reading and writing and printing, and now I guess you can do email and Facebook and YouTube and whatever else on it. And I guess they've gotten more and more sophisticated, and I guess their latest one is like a thing with a touch screen, which there's so much touch screen stuff out there now, you would think that they would just leave it alone. But everything's just advancing, so I don't like the advancing technology. I hate changes in technology. I want to stick with what I use. Robbie can tell you that I struggle on any changes in technology. Anyways, so I was reading and I plugged it in, and I thought I plugged it into its charger, but I plugged it into my computer charger, which the volts in that is way different from the volts in the charger, and so it obviously fried something. There was no smoke that came out. I didn't smell any smoke, but once I put it back on the charger, I put it on really quickly, and I did plug it in. The thing must have barely touched the thing because it couldn't really fit in the hole, that wire to fit in the actual charging hole. But it beeped like it was gonna start charging, and then, like I said, I realized what it was connected to, and I ripped it off. Not ripped it, but pulled it off and put it on the actual charger, and it wouldn't do anything. And so I reset it, did all sorts of stuff, just looked at it. Unfortunately, you need to unscrew it to look at it, and it's little screws, and we don't have any tools for it, and unfortunately there's no one around that I'd feel confident showing it to here in this facility, because there just isn't. The one person that we could show it to, he left after the holidays. He was an activity person. He was very much a tech person. So I talked to my parents, and I talked to some people, and they're optimistic because they think that the problem is just that it fried the battery, that it didn't do anything else to anything else in the thing, because there would have been smoke, which I'm really happy about. I've had the braillenote for since 2006, I think. I don't know, a long time. Maybe 2006, 2007. And I called the company, and it turns out they don't make this type of braillenote anymore, which I was very surprised about. And so luckily the battery is not that complicated. It's like a battery pack with 6 rechargeable batteries in it, and probably someone could make it either at a battery store or my dad is in construction, and he knows a lot about electricity and things like that, and he could probably get someone to make it or make it himself, maybe. The first thing they need to do is take out the battery and plug the adapter right into the unit itself, and then if it turns on, we know it's the battery, and if not, it's just plain dead. I hope that it's just the battery, because I have a bunch of journal files on there I want to make sure that I keep. I will convert them to Word documents or text documents if I can. I don't know if you can or not. you probably can. I don't look into any features that I'm not using. So yeah, that's just me. Like I said, simple girl. So that was my big thing on Thursday. I was really freaking out about it. And then we decided on Friday to just, because my mom called the Batteries Plus and she confused them because she said, braillenote, and they're like, huh? I'm like, don't say braillenote, just say device with, a battery pack with 6 chargeable batteries on it, but like I said, they were all confused, and I was like, well, maybe Jesse and I can just go to the store, bring it in, and just hope they'll listen. And she's like, no, that would be a waste of time. So eventually, my dad was like, okay, why don't you guys just send it home and I can look at it, and then they can get the battery. So we're going to be sending it home. I have to get my parents' address. I don't even have my parents' new address in Boxborough. And so, yeah, we are going to be sending it, and hopefully it won't cost that much to send the package. And then hopefully it'll come back. In the meantime, I do have this Braille Sense. Yeah, it's called a Braille Sense. And it, I'll pull it out so people can hear it. So it is the Braille computer. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not, because I don't know what the camera does. Whatever. Okay. Turn. See, it's a computer with a keyboard and a display. And so we turn this on. Hello? Turn on. Oh, you have to hit this button, I think, to turn it on. Yep. You have to hit, for some reason, you have to hit this one button on the side that, in order to get it to turn on, and then for some reason the on switch doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Now it takes a minute to turn on, I guess. And I need to learn how to use it. See, okay. It makes that noise, and then
File manager F.
so it has a voice thing, and you just hit like certain commands, and you can
Word
go
processor W. Document reader K.
do the different
Email,
things.
Media F. Organizer O. Web tools B. Social networking Extras X. Library services F. Games G. Utilities U. Settings S. Help H. Help H.
Okay, so then you just you can go
Help
through all these
settings,
different
F. Utilities,
options.
U.
Okay, so I do have that, and I forget. Well, I know why. I got it from somewhere because I wanted to do. I was really excited about using my iPod, which I got, so I can put stuff on Kindle and read Kindle books. But then I got tired of voiceover sound, and so I got this thing so I could hook it up to the Braille display and read on it. But I haven't done that in a while, and it's just been sitting literally gathering dust. When I took it off my nightstand, I had to blow the dust off. So I do have that to use for now, and I'll be learning, trying to use it. So that's been the braillenote thing. I've handled it better than I thought. Other things, mice. In these facilities, they are known, people are like, oh, these group homes or these homes, these facilities, they have mice and bugs and whatever. And I'm like, no, they don't. We had bed bugs at the other facility, but not here. And I had seen there's a video about Clayton House on YouTube, and someone was like, I worked there in the 80s and it was plenty of mice and it was disgusting. And I was like, no, we don't have mice. And everyone was like, no, we don't have mice, really, So then, people have their own stuff going on in their heads, so you try to take what they said with a grain of salt. But this one girl seemed really serious about it. All of a sudden, she ran out of her room. She's a few rooms down on our floor, and she's like, her name also happens to be Sam. She's like, oh my God, there's a big mouse, and it's huge, and it has a long tail, and it just bit me, and it was eating my stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. wow. I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. You know, like, I just can't stand, like, mice and rats and, like, gross things like that. Like, they give you disease. I can see, like, tame ones. But, like, no. Like, not tame. Not, like, from the vet ones. So, it was like, oh my gosh. So then she said that, like, housekeeping couldn't find it. And I'm like, well, that's weird because she said it was so huge and terrible. And so it wasn't that night, but it was the night, I think it was the next night. I think it was Thursday. It was Thursday night, yeah. I was in bed and I woke up in the middle of the night because I do that with my Seroquel because it puts me to sleep so quickly. And so I woke up and I heard this rustling on my nightstand and there was like a piece of plastic there. And it was just like off and on rustling. And I was like, oh no. And then I just heard it. I just swear I heard this rustling. And then when I jumped up and made a lot of noise purposely, I heard like something like it moved. And then it was like gone. As if I wasn't going to reach over and like pet it or touch it or pick it up. I mean, I didn't want to get bitten or anything. Like get rabies or like tetanus or whatever. Like some kind of animal disease. So, you know, I was like, oh my god. And so I woke Jessie up in the middle of the night. She's like, what's wrong, baby? I'm like, there's a mouse in my room. And so she came in and like there was like food out. I mean, there was like open thing of food, like a box of Teddy Grahams under my nightstand, on the lower part of my nightstand. And like we saw a couple of things that were sitting out, but it wasn't like a huge deal. You know, my room's pretty clean. And so that's why I was surprised that there was anything in here. But I was like so upset. And then like I keep the light on at night now because I know I'm pretty sure that like mice and rats like don't like the light. And so I think maybe if it's on, like it'll be okay. Yeah, I want to find a calm moment to talk to housekeeping when I'm calm and like just ask like what's going on with that. I know that they spray for mice with this non-toxic spray, non-toxic to humans, because unfortunately when we had Josie, who was an older cat and she was actually sick, she had allergies or something, upper respiratory, and we brought her into the room later in the day, like way later in the day, and we thought it wouldn't be a problem. And as soon as she came in the room, she was just sneezing. So obviously it irritated her nose. So they do spray for this, and so I wanted to ask, like, is there like a bunch of them coming in, or like, you know, like, I don't know, just what, I mean, and housekeeping is very good around here, like, they really do care, and, you know, they're not going to let us have mice everywhere. So, you know, I was upset about that, and then I was wicked tired, and then when I wake up, I'm often like awake, and I want to listen to my audiobooks because they're awesome, and so I just like listen instead of taking a nap. So I was exhausted on Thursday because of that, and then exhausted on Friday because of that, and then Friday night I went to get my meds, and I was like calmer about it, I guess. Like we had checked all over. My parents were like, you know, like it could be a mouse, like just flick the light on and it'll go away. I'm like, well, it could climb up on my bed. Like, I know they only need like a tiny like half-inch spot to get in. I'm like, they could come in through the wall and like climb. If they're on my nightstand, they could climb up onto my bed, and I could wake up with a mouse on my head and mouse on my pillow, you know. And it just I'm like, no, that's just disgusting. And I was like, where can I sleep in the other side of the room? And I'm like, well, it could get me over there. I was like freaking out in my head. So my parents were like, it's okay. Like, of course, my mom's afraid of mice. She's like, oh my god. But so I was like calmer about it because, like I said, we looked under things and behind things, and we took all the food and even like closed things of food. I'm like, I don't want this in my room. They're gonna open it. You know, we got all the food out, and so we went to get meds, and then we went to this other floor so Jess could pick up her laundry clothes. And this guy, Kevin, who is terrible, like, he is, like, sexually inappropriate, like, he is all over people, like, just in their space, and just whatever goes off in his head. So he ended up being on the floor, and he was talking to the CNA about his room, and because he lives on that floor, and he was saying there were rats in his room. And because his room is so disgusting, and he probably has food in there, and he probably has whatever, and it's disgusting and not clean and terrible. And so he's like, I saw baby rats coming out, and they looked like they had little crew cut on their heads, and they were so like cute. And then I saw these other rats, and the CNA is like, you're gonna make me like throw up, and he wouldn't stop talking. But then I heard it, and I was like, rats? Oh my god, like coming out? And he's like, yeah, they did the room check, and this rat just ran out and came right up to me, and it was cool. And he seemed to like him. I don't know. He seemed to think it was funny, and he didn't seem to care that he had rats in his room. And I was just like horrified. I was like, oh my god, if they're in his room, they're gonna come all over the building. And so I was just like, okay, horrible. So I had such a meltdown, and like I don't have Ativan in me anymore, which used to really help with anxiety, and I haven't had like an anxious meltdown in a long time. Well, that's not exactly true, but anyway, like this. I mean, like, yeah. So it just like sat with me and arranged my stuffed animals like they were gonna protect me from the mice, and it was fine. So we still don't know what happened to that girl's mouse, or if it was even real or what. And so I want to talk to somebody about that because I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, my dad's like, just don't leave food around. I'm like, I know, but they come out anyways. Like, I had mice in my dorm, and that's what freaks me out. Like, we had a couple mice, and like one of them was like standing on its hind legs in the middle of the night, like licking my trash can. And it had been in my drawers, and there was like open things and stuff like that. So yeah, I know we heard them like in the walls, and it was just weird. It wasn't as bad as like it could have been, but yeah. So that's that. And then over the weekend I've just been hanging out. Like I said, I slept a lot on Saturday, and today I was just listening to more audiobooks. And I can start doing reviews on here if people want. I did a lot of writing on my blog on reviews, obviously, and I can link to those if people want to read it, but I don't feel like writing as much, and there's somebody on my blog that I really don't want continuing to read my stuff. So yeah. And I keep trying to block them, and they come up with a different IP address, so they keep popping up. And I have let their comments come on my blog, and then I've also tried to delete them, but it's still horrible to know they're reading it and being quite abusive, honestly. So anyways, that's my thing. braillenote, dentist, mice. Sending out the braillenote this week. Also, I need a haircut very badly. Gwen is the person that does hair here along with the insurance. So we have to get a hold of her. I got a hold of her the other day, and she's like, let me check my schedule. I'll call you back. She never called me back. So I'm going to just give her a call, and we're going to go up there whenever we can. It's up on 5, so up with the big bosses, like the Jessica, Sarah. Don't like them. Anyways, so yeah, that's about it for right now. I will do more vlogs, hopefully every day, and just like try to post. I want to try to make a mental health vlog group on Facebook if people are interested, because there are all sorts of like blog groups, but I don't see any vlog groups for anything when I type it in. And there's so many mental health people posting, and they want to have, a community to talk about their, what's going on with them. So, which makes sense. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.
My movie. Skype. My movie. My movie. Web. Stop.